trying to recognize your computer.
Nope. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Mark T. and
Alan Moore. The adaptations of all of my work sucked, except it was like animated one. It was good.
Boy. Anyways, we're here to do our review on the newest Hobbit movie.
The newest nature documentary about mountains.
Yes. And I realize this is quite a few weeks late since it's been out for quite a while, since December. But you know what? We got the time to do it now, so we'll do it. So why don't you start us off?
With what?
I don't know, saying what you think of the movie as a whole.
It was good. I may have liked it better than the second one. The first one, I'm not sure.
I don't like the first one.
I like the fact that he didn't read the book.
I am.
I read the book. I actually never fully read the Lord of the Rings books. I basically got like halfway through the first one and then just went, I'm just gonna read The Hobbit, because I love the book. The Lord of the Rings has a lot of really long, drawn out scenes, just like the movie. Them describing them walking over the mountains, like, that's pretty true to form. Also, Tom Bombadil was there, but anyway. But I was really happy they kept in the spiders and the elves being dicks. That was kind of great. It was... And, like... It kind of went broke into 3 movies, but they basically wanted to keep in all the subplots, so, yeah. And keep having the cuts to the orcs to set up the Lord of the Rings. And also because that was kind of implied what Gandalf was doing.
Well, so long as they keep in all the main stuff. One thing that always pissed me off about the 2 Harry Potter, like, last Harry Potter movies, especially because they basically cut out the whole, like, shenanigans and the mystery of magic in the Harry Potter movies. Yeah. Because the thing is, I didn't read the books. I saw the movies first, but then I read all the books before I saw the last 2 movies, which means that I could see literally so many things cut out in those last 2 movies, even though they had 2 movies to flesh it out completely.
I think I read all the way to the end of what was it? The one where, spoiler, some teacher died. I never knew. It was this game, Dumbledore died. I know it was all just so sad that I just watched the rest of the movies.
Yes.
So, yeah.
In any case, so I haven't read The Hobbit yet. I plan on it.
Pretty much, no. It's all of that, but less slapsticky, and the dwarves are basically wielding the weapons they get from Bard from the beginning. And never really get real weapons.
But for the most part, it's been a pretty good 2 movies. I didn't really know what to expect, because I haven't read the book. But from what I've seen, it's pretty enjoyable. I like the actor that portrays Bilbo Baggins, or the young version. Yeah. And
all the characters are good, with really one exception we're gonna get to.
No. Wait, you want to get to it now, or
you want to get to it now?
Alright, I'll get to it next. There's a character that never appears in the books.
Legolas! I fucking went in the room. You went to ruin. No, I don't think it was great. I'm okay with it. I'm kidding. He's a fine actor. He really sells me on him being a pretty boy elf who's far better than anything.
Yeah, he's clearly a master of the bow and the sword, but not a master of relationships.
If I was an orc, I would have killed you. Ladies' man material here. I've come along with you on this adventure to quote stock dialogue.
But in the end, the character we're speaking of is an introduced character. She's a female wood.
Oh God! Like
elf.
They keep saying her name and I can never remember it. Like Taral, Talaran, Toriel.
I don't know.
Like.
But they're clearly trying to.
The reason they added her is basically, I'm assuming, is because there was like 1 female character in Lord of the Rings, like 2, because Galadriel actually did barely anything. So I guess you kind of. There was what's her name? Arwen.
Arwen. Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, so. Who was really badass, and yes. She really did all that bad stuff in the books. I went back into parts of the
I'm
movie.
pretty sure she wasn't the one that led Frodo to thing. What place?
Arwen?
Yeah. Arwen.
I don't think she did much before the battle, but like, she was actually that badass, so they're just kind of expanding the role if they do.
Yeah.
So they went, people really liked us having a strong female character in this, being badass. So let's find a woman with, I don't know who they had play her. She's not very charismatic.
No.
She, like, I guess they probably might have, like, because I don't really see her in anything that I can remember. I'm wondering if they just told her to act, like, really aloof and bored, like, because they have kind of the other elves doing that, but the other elves actually have, like, kind of hammy a bit, like the Elf King in his awesome crown of thorns.
My daughter made it.
We kept cracking jokes about it, like, anytime you hear that, it's like, don't laugh at it, my daughter made this at preschool.
But in all seriousness, the character really doesn't bring anything to the film aside from a love interest.
She does, everything she does could either have been done by Legolas, some nameless elf, or the dwarves.
Yes.
This is basically our introduction to her, is like the Philly, I think it is. Yeah. I call him No Beard because he's like got this awesome rogue stubble. He actually looks to me like he's mini Aragorn. Like he's Aragorn really squished down. Because he's got the long hair too and like the stubble, like tiny Viggo Mortensen. Yeah. He's just standing in a prison cell. All of a sudden she just kind of walks by and just stares at him.
She's sniffing you.
And he looks at her and basically goes, I'd totally fuck you. And she's like, and just leaves.
We literally just spent half of the movie making jokes.
You get making, because I like the source of material, but like I kind of enjoy kind of riffing on things.
I'm just making up stuff. Like the parts where like the king talks to her and he's like, oh, you know, Legolas is a high elf, you should date him or something.
You should totally fucking Legolas. And then she just kind of stares there really bored, like, it's like every scene with her, she's just thinking of that glorious stubble on Philly.
What was that shampoo I used yesterday?
I don't know. She also, I don't know if you noticed, she has a, like, I kept noticing, she has a really rectangular shaped face. Yeah. And I noticed, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird that she looks like she's from the old Elder Scrolls game where characters had, like, the really kind of boxy face. I don't know. I'm not calling her ugly, it's just, like, I don't know, I keep noticing, she looks kind of like a female version of, Orlando Bloom, too.
Yes, she does.
Because Orlando Bloom has that kind of rounded off rectangular shape, but he's got a very long face, I don't know.
And
so
his
I guess,
nose, and his eyes.
Yeah. He's got a very pronounced everything, but yeah, like, just all the scenes with her are just so pointless.
I mean, she's a very bland character.
Yeah,
but you know,
and the best part is they're trying to make her such a badass, but every time she does anything, she just gets immediately upstaged by Legolas or the dwarves.
You want to be a badass, you gotta take down an elephant.
Like, no, like she's all like killing orcs, and then we get the dwarf and the barrel dervish.
That's pretty badass.
Oh my, like, I would suggest going to see this movie if you don't give a shit about the plot, just for the action scenes.
Yeah, and
they had to have spent a lot on the stunt work and the effects.
Makes me curious whether those barrels were actually going down actual water or whether it was CG.
Like, just to the CG lake.
CG water, because they were getting wet.
Yeah, like, they're getting sprayed with the massive, like, bath bubbles and frothy beer heads in the lake. Like, that looks so thick and white. Like, they're basically getting bombarded with what looks like snow as they're going down the lake. The white water rapids.
And I swear, about 3 times, it looks like they just put a camera underwater and then shook it around a bit.
I kind of love that it's basically like the exact story of the Hobbit, but just every step of the way orcs are attacking them.
Okay, so let's cut this short stuff. Should you see this movie?
If you like the first one or like the book, I'd go see it. I really enjoyed the book. Yeah. Read it as a kid, reread it later, still loved it.
Yeah,
It's probably what gave me such a love of fantasy.
And I enjoyed the first movie, and I enjoyed the sequel. It's a good story. But you know, if you're really one of those really hardcore balls bones people,
if you're like, they didn't do that.
They changed something.
Orcs did not tap them there. Fuck this. 0 star.
In short, though, I'm gonna give it about okay. Well, we're counting up the.
What? Superman's not wearing the red underwear. This is clearly the biggest problem with Man of Steel. No. I hate it too, but no.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it about 5 stars.
Out of 5?
No, 5 stars out of 10.
Oh, okay. So it seems a little low. I'd probably go a little 6, 7.
I don't know.
Also, I love how like the third act, because it has the same problems that the first one had, where there's just a lot of scenes that feel like the movie's just gonna suddenly end there, and then it keeps going, and it kind of feels like it really drags on. Like, it probably would have been a little short, but they probably could have just ended it when they went to inside the mountain.
Well, I'm gonna be perfectly honest about one point. At one point, I was literally just lying back and I was sleeping.
Really? What part?
Not like okay, during the part where like they're going like all this thing where you can literally just write stuff across the page. Every single moment. Stop.
Then they run into some stuff and mountain shot.
But in short, though.
What? No, seriously, I don't know what part you were sleeping in.
It was like the part where they were getting all like the cranks and stuff ready so that they could start up the fire.
Oh, the Master Forge scene.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that.
It was enjoyable, but I was honestly really sleepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, in short, that's our review. So hope you enjoyed it. So go check it out if you fan of fantasy, and if you're not, then go help yourself.
Also, just because it kind of made me sold it for me that it was great was probably when I get 6 episodes. They do actually keep completely intact. They might have changed a few of the words, but as far as I remember, the Smaug Frodo that's Frodo. The Smaug old timey Frodo, the mullet era Frodo. The mullet of Superman is the Bilbo Smaug scene where he's trying to like bullshit Smaug, and Smaug's kind of influences the owner of the world, talking about how awesome he is.
Anyways, that's all for now. So we'll see you later.
Dwarf and